Star Wars Jedi Survivor is only 4 days away from releasing, and what better time than now to go over all of the final details you need to know before the launch of Jedi Survivor. This video will explain what you can expect from the game, system requirements, release times, preload times, platforms, and more, so make sure you guys watch all the way through to avoid any hiccups on launch day. Now, before I get into the details really quickly, thank you to everyone that has subscribed over to my Clips channel. The Twisted Jedi Clips channel is linked down below, and we are chasing 1,000 subscribers over there before the launch of Jedi Survivor, which is 4 days away. So it is a huge challenge, so please, if you can jump over there and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It takes 2 seconds to do, and with that said, we're going to get started with the video. Now, we all know that Jedi Survivor is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Respawn Entertainment. Coming in as a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, the game is scheduled to release on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S on April 28th, 2023. Like I said, 4 days away. Unfortunately, Jedi Survivor will not be available on previous gen consoles, so if you are still rocking an Xbox One or PlayStation 4, it might be time to try and grab an upgrade. As for PC users, there are some minimum requirements you will need to run Jedi Survivor, but they aren't too hefty. So I'm going to give you guys the minimum requirements and the recommended requirements. And obviously, if your rig is better than anything in this description, then you're pretty safe. So the minimum requirements for PC are 8 GB of RAM, a CPU AMD Ryzen 5 1400 or Intel Core i7-7700. For the GPU, you want a Radeon RX 580 or an NVIDIA GTX 1070. Meanwhile, the recommended CPU is a Ryzen 5 5600X or Intel Core i5 11600K or better. For the GPU, you want an RX 6700 XT or an NVIDIA RTX 2070 or better. You're going to need the 8 GB of VRAM on there, and as well as your storage being 155 GB, and it is recommended that you run this game off an SSD instead of just a regular hard drive if you can. The next thing you want to make sure of is that you have enough storage to install the game on your PC or console, and trust me, this game is a big boy. There was a reason you needed 155 GB of storage in your rig, and that is because that is actually the file size of the game. Coming in at 155 GB on PC, 147.5 GB on PlayStation 5, and 139 GB on Xbox, there is no doubt at all that Jedi Survivor is going to have so much exploring to do, and I really can't wait for you guys to jump in and get started playing. You'll probably also want to make sure that you listen carefully to this next piece of information, because we do have the preload dates and times for all platforms, just so you guys can have the game ready to go as soon as it launches, instead of waiting hours for it to install. One cool thing that is being done with Jedi Survivor, and some people probably aren't going to be happy about it, but I think it's the best way to launch this game, is the fact that the game is releasing at the exact same time globally to try and avoid spoilers. Absolutely everyone, even those of us in a time zone that is further ahead, will be starting up Cal Kestis' new journey at the same time as those of you that are further behind, like the US, the UK, or anywhere else in the world. So unfortunately, this time for us in Australia, we don't get any time zone advantage, but I think it's the fair way to do it. Nobody wants to be spoiled and nobody wants to get first dibs. We'll just have to wait and see. So firstly, what is the timing for the preload? The preload begins on April 25th, giving everyone a full 3 days to download the game before launch. So even those of you with Country Town Wi-Fi, yes, Sammy boy, I'm looking at you, can download and install the game with enough time before the 28th. When preload does go live on the 25th, it will be at 8 AM Pacific time for EA app and Steam, and 9 PM PT for Xbox and PS5. So obviously do your conversions to your time zones, that way you guys can get it, but I'll give you guys a brief breakdown of what you can expect. For the game's release time, those of us in Australia will have to wait until the afternoon of the 28th, so 2 PM Australian Eastern Time. New Zealand, you guys are going to be 4 PM in Eastern Time. Japan, you're going to be 1 PM, UK at 4 AM. The US Eastern Time is obviously 12 AM as mentioned, or 9 PM PDT on the 27th. So there's a quick breakdown of time zones that you guys can expect the game to launch. Like I said, everyone is getting that release time at the exact same time. So great way to do it. I am going to be playing the game as soon as it launches. I am so excited. I do appreciate everyone that's been tuning into the channel lately. We've had a ton of new subs, so Make sure you guys comment down below. We're going to go with the word mullet today. If you made it through to the end of the video, make sure you spam the word mullet in the comments for me so I know who got to the end of this one and I can thank you guys down in the comments below. But with that said, I am going to get out of here. I'm going to go start working on tomorrow's video. Make sure you have the notifications on so you don't miss that one because it is going to be juicy. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. I will see you in the next one, and may the force be with you always.